This is the second of two videos regarding triangle inequalities. And let's review quickly just from the first video. We talked about triangle inequality theorem. And the triangle inequality theorem was telling us that the sum of any two sides of a triangle is always going to be greater than the third side of the triangle, their lengths. And this is comparing three sides of a triangle. So that's part of triangle inequalities, is when we're comparing three sides of a triangle. Now, we're going to have two new laws here where we're going to be talking about comparing angles and sides. Our first law that we're going to learn about has to do with this. If two angles are not congruent, then the sides opposite are also not congruent. So this is our first of our two laws in this video. This one is comparing angles and sides. Now, recall that the converse of the base angle theorem was telling us that when two angles in a triangle are congruent, then the sides opposite are congruent. This law is saying when the two angles are not congruent, then the sides opposite are also not congruent. Looking at an example here, we have a triangle PTR, and in that triangle we have angle P that is opposite, the side opposite would be the side TR, and we have angle R with its side opposite TP. And so it's going to be given that the two angles are not congruent. So angle P and angle R are not congruent. This law is saying, well, therefore, their sides opposite. The side opposite P, the side TR, is not congruent to the side opposite angle R, which is the side TP. Now, let's think about that for a minute. To say that they're not congruent, if we think about their measures, it means they're not equal. That the length of TR and the length of TP is not the same. Well, what does that mean? If their measures are not equal, well, one of them's got to be longer than the other, since they're not the same. So let's look at what the second law tells us, because the second law builds on this one. And the second law says that, well, the bigger angle measure is going to have the opposite side is going to be longer. And the smaller angle measure is going to have the shorter length. So if we put those together and look at that triangle, and we just make up this situation saying, well, the measure of angle P is less than the measure of angle R. So you could say that P is smaller than R, or you could say that R is bigger than P. And what this means is the side opposite P, the side TR, is going to be smaller than the side opposite angle R, which is TR. And so that's the second of the two new laws in this video. We're going to have a third video that will show how we're going to use these two laws as well as the triangle inequality theorem.